Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here and welcome back to the channel. Now today what I've got for you guys is another Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. At the time of this recording, Black Ops Cold War has been out for almost a week now, so I thought it was time to give you guys my initial thoughts on the latest incarnation of zombies with the Maschine, giving us some of the familiar with Nacht being a part of the map, as well as introducing many new elements that coincide with the soft reboot to the zombies storyline and game mode as a whole. Oh yeah, and Dead Ops Arcade is even back if you guys are into that as well. I do have to preface this all by saying I did plan on making this video much earlier, but it's honestly been kind of hard to pull myself away from Cold War, most importantly zombies, so I think it is pretty telling of how much I've actually been enjoying everything with how late this video is actually coming out. Justifying playing more than I need to for the sake of the video, I'm so glad I'm actually enjoying Call of Duty Zombies once again. But this year, Treyarch Zombies is quite a bit different from what many longtime fans are used to. Gone are the days of simply spawning into the map with an M1911 as one of 4 main characters. Now Zombies is a bit more, I guess you could call it cinematic. You're able to choose your operator, same as multiplayer, as well as a loadout with a starting weapon and field upgrade. When this was originally announced, I have to say I was a bit skeptical about it, but after finally experiencing it in-game for myself, I'm totally on board with this new system. Another welcome addition to Zombies is the new armor system, which is pretty similar to that of Warzone, to just give you that little added boost, and with Juggernog upgraded to tier 3, you definitely feel like a tank. The other thing that I wasn't totally on board with from the beginning that eventually grew on me, and I actually kind of like it now, the damage points and health bars on screen at all time, they are actually super useful and another welcome addition that just gives you that extra bit of information that is very useful here in Zombies. Especially when Big Chungus rears his ugly face, you're definitely going to be glad that Treyarch added some health bars. Back onto the weapons in your loadout, due to the fact that they have different rarities and are upgradable, the one that you spawn with won't be super effective past round 10 or so, nothing game breaking to worry about here. However, tips and tricks with Toxic Tazz coming in clutch, the combat knife is actually a one-hit zombie kill up through round 13, and it's perfect for building up points, so if you haven't been using the knife as your starting weapon, do it. Just Emperor Palpatine style, do it. Do it. Anyway, the main objective of the map now is of course to get down to the particle accelerator room, Barry Allen style, turn on the power, hop over to the dark ether and get the pack-a-punch part and build it. Now with PAP built, you can upgrade your weapon 3 times and select the ammo modifier you want, which is much better than just getting a random one like you have in past games. Also, not really pack-a-punch related, but you can buy ammo from any of the ammo caches around the map at any time for any weapon, but just keep in mind that as you resupply more times each round, then the price does go back up, but it does reset at the beginning of each new round. Perks are also back to the way they were before Black Ops 4. Every perk is scattered around the map in its own set location, and then you can also buy every single perk from the Wonder Fizz machine. This time you can select the exact perk you want and not just get a random one. There is also no 4 perk limit, so you can buy all 6 perks at once, but just keep in mind the price of the next perk will go up based on how many perks you currently have. Along with the return of classic perks, there is also now a brand new currency in the game called Ethereum Crystals, which can be earned from reaching various round milestones as well as successfully evacuating the map at the end, but these crystals at this point are basically used just to upgrade certain perks and abilities and field upgrades. Now, I think you need about 6 Ethereum Crystals to fully upgrade something to its max potential. I'm sure Treyarch will add more things that you can spend these crystals on in the future, but at this point I feel like they are this game's equivalent to Liquid Divinium and are used to upgrade things in that same vein. Continuing on with new additions to Zombies, we can now craft different items at tables around the map with salvage that we get off of zombies that we kill. This salvage can come in 2 different forms, a low grade as well as a high grade salvage. Now this salvage is a very important part of the game as it is used to make different lethals and tacticals as well as score streaks, armor upgrades, weapon upgrades, and even self-revive kits. Another feature that has gotten an overhaul here in Cold War Zombies is of course the mystery box. Now this is something that a lot of us fans have had a love-hate relationship with, and I'd kind of compare it to something like Ben 10's Omnitrix. You hit this thing and it doesn't always give you the weapon you want, but things are a bit different here in Cold War. Whatever weapon you actually have equipped currently and trade out for your box hit, that will end up dropping on the ground for any of your teammates to pick up, or even yourself to pick back up if you don't quite like the weapon you got from the box. Also here, if you don't quite like what you're getting out of the box at the moment, you can come back in a couple of rounds, and the weapon rarity within the mystery box will have scaled up depending on what round you are currently on. And now, all of this talk of the mystery box brings us to one of the hottest topics in the zombies community right now, and that is the return of the king, the ray gun. It's no secret that over the years, the ray gun has kind of fallen short in a lot of aspects, but no matter what, it will always have a special place in the hearts of zombies fans everywhere. But here in Cold War Zombies, the ray gun has pretty much been restored to its mythical status. In its first couple of days, it was so overpowered that Treyarch had to rush out a nerf for it. It's not nerfed into the ground or anything by any means. It is still one of the most viable weapons here in Cold War Zombies, but it is just nowhere near as good as it was in those first couple of days. I do also love how now you and everybody else in the lobby knows when somebody pulls the ray gun from the box, as we do hear that iconic ray gun sound echo throughout the entire map whenever it is acquired from the box. Now we also don't have to rely solely on box luck in order to get the ray gun here within Black Ops Cold War. There is a very fun and very quick Easter egg that you can do where you shoot a few different blue dots around the map inside of the particle accelerator room, and then this will instantly teleport you and your entire team down to the main area with Pack-a-Punch, where you will be greeted by some party-loving zombies, recreating the infamous coffin dance meme. When I first heard about this, I thought for sure this had to be fake, but no, go ahead, do it for yourself. It is 100% real and legit, and it is super easy to complete. But not only do we get to see these zombies take a break and go recreate the coffin dance meme, but after they're all done and we are teleported back to the real world, we get a reward in the form of a crate with a bunch of salvage, a free random weapon, as well as a free perk drop. Now, every time I've done this, the free perk has been Juggernog, and more times than not, the free weapon is actually a ray gun. So with this Easter egg taking virtually no time at all, giving you a brief reprieve from the zombies' onslaught, as well as guaranteeing you or a teammate free Juggernog, as well as a free random weapon, most likely in the form of a ray gun, I highly suggest doing the coffin dance Easter egg each time you load up a match of Maschine. So hopefully now, equipped with better weapons and perks, you can face down whatever this map throws at you, from normal zombies to armored zombies to plague hounds, which are kind of like a combination of hellhounds and Nova 6 crawlers. Yeah, that's something out of my nightmares. The giant boss Megaton zombie that the community has now deemed Big Chungus, who can then split into 2 smaller Megatons or 2 smaller Chunguses. Yeah, this map's got some crazy stuff, but as long as you're well equipped, it should be no problem. But enough about map features, and let's transition into talking about the Easter egg, which surprisingly enough I have actually done, and this is one of the very few zombies Easter eggs that I've actually ended up completing. By no means am I a great zombies player or anything. I usually end up just playing for fun and getting to high rounds if I can, and just kind of messing around with my friends. Easter eggs are something that I never usually actively go for. Some of them are easy enough, and that's why I've done a handful in the past, but for the most part, especially with recent zombie maps, they've been kind of the main quest and have been a little bit out there and maybe a little bit too much for me to complete. But luckily here with Maschine, the main quest and Easter egg seem to be very accessible to a lot of people, and that's why I decided to go for it. The main quest here on Maschine doesn't require too much external knowledge other than a little guide from somebody in the zombies community that knows much more about what they're doing than I did. I ended up using NoahJ456's walkthrough of this Easter egg. I just kind of had it pulled up on a secondary screen, and luckily here in Cold War, if the host pauses, it pauses the entire game, so whenever we got to the next step, I just had the host pause, and then we went and checked it out, made sure we were on the right track, and continued on with our Easter egg journey. So I have to say I'm so glad that I decided to go ahead and do this Easter egg. I had a lot of fun going through it with my brother and one of our friends and another member of the Toxic Legion. So yeah, we had so much fun doing this Easter egg. It wasn't too involved. It only required a few steps. It didn't take too long either. We did it within a couple of hours, and I'm sure a lot of people can do it in a lot less time than that. I've seen speedruns, I think, under 30 minutes at this point. So yeah, the zombies community is absolutely crazy. People speedrunning this Easter egg in under 30 minutes and getting, I think, round 200 in under 2 hours. Like, yeah, you guys are just crazy. I'm just a lonely little zombies peasant. But on the subject of the Easter egg, let's talk about that final step in exfilling. That was a little bit different than it is normally, but the sort of same concept still applies. You have to get to the chopper. Here at the end of the Easter egg, you also have to avoid some blue glowy stuff that if you touch, you're going to immediately go down. Luckily, shout out to my brother, he was able to clutch it up there in the last few moments. But yeah, this is one of the most intense parts of the Easter egg. Now, map exfils. This is something brand new to Cold War Zombies, and something that you can do at the end of round 10 and every 5 rounds afterwards to technically complete the map without dying and give yourself an extra XP bonus, as well as some extra crystals. So this idea is great in theory. You are able to go until you are done playing or until you are satisfied. There is also a round 20 exfil mode, which I think is great for people that don't have all the time in the world to play an infinite game of zombies. However, this comes with a big asterisk, as in many situations that I've personally seen as well as experienced, the exfil system has quite a few bugs that need to be ironed out. I've had it happen where I've called in a chopper gunner and I've been down to the last zombie and the final zombie just wouldn't come within the exfil circle, so I ended up actually failing the exfil. Apparently this is because the chopper gunner causes the zombies to scatter and this final zombie just went somewhere completely out of the area and he just couldn't get back in time. Now there's also the possibility that I hit a zombie with turned and he just ran away from the exfil location and didn't get back in time. It really hurts when you have just one zombie left and you can't find him and you fail the exfil and the chopper gets shot down. So yeah, I think that brings us to the biggest issue that I have here with Cold War Zombies, and that is of course the glitches. Bugs and glitches are not exclusive to the zombies mode, as in campaign and multiplayer I have also had quite a few issues. I've had the game crash on me a couple of times, challenges sometimes don't track properly, and then you just get to the instance where there are just some game-breaking bugs and glitches that just kind of get on your nerves. I've voiced my opinion in the past about whether or not Cold War would really be ready for launch, and now that it's been out for about a week now, I guess we can all see that this game definitely could have done with a little bit more development time. In Zombies specifically, I've encountered a few game-breaking bugs where I would go down and lose my second weapon, and usually that second weapon was a ray gun, and I would no longer be able to pick up a secondary, so I would be stuck with one weapon for the duration of that game. I've also seen many people crash on high rounds and during Easter egg runs. Luckily that didn't happen to me, but I've seen people crash on round 45, round 50, I've seen people crash on round 100 and above, so yeah, just be careful out there. This game is unfortunately not as stable as one would hope for a brand new Call of Duty game. So please, Treyarch, if somebody is somehow listening to this, take this as constructive feedback. You have a wonderful foundation here for a great Call of Duty game and a great Zombies experience. It is just kind of bogged down at the moment with a lot of bugs and glitches that could alienate some players if they aren't ironed out relatively quickly. So if all of these issues, as minor as they may be, could be fixed, I think we'd have the potential for something truly special on our hands here with Black Ops Cold War. All in all, with these new additions also comes a return to form as well, and I feel like where BO4 missed the mark in zombies, Cold War makes up for it and more. It is extremely satisfying to kill zombies again, and I feel like that is the biggest compliment that has been going around this community. I love how my zombies rank is universal to multiplayer. You can do camo challenges specific to zombies as well, working up to the Dark Ether camo that looks exactly like the BO3 Dark Matter, which is absolutely amazing. I think the map de Maschine is also the perfect size, and there are so many great areas to train for high rounds, especially that spawn room. That thing will go down in history. I think this map is also very accessible, as it isn't too difficult for players that may be newer, but for those hardcores like me, there are also plenty of challenges to keep us satisfied. Treyarch has quite possibly done it again with Cold War Zombies, as it feels like an amalgam of all of the best parts of zombies over the years, which makes this mode so enjoyable in its current state. It is fresh and new while also feeling familiar at the same time. I am also really intrigued by this new storyline with the Dark Ether and everything, all of the intel that you can pick up, and even watching that cutscene again with Weaver and Samantha was not only a great way to hype me up to play, but also to show how freaking good these cutscenes look in this game. So with that said, I would totally recommend Cold War just for the zombies mode right now, as well as the Stellar campaign, easily one of my favorites in recent memory. The MP is still pretty rough though, but that's a topic for another day. I'm sure I'll eat these words later on, but I could definitely see myself not only playing, but also making tons of zombies content and even streaming the game a bunch this year, twitch.tv/ToxicTazz, and it is such a great feeling to have. It's also incredible to see the community genuinely excited to play zombies again and post content. I'm seeing so many streams and high round videos, it's just amazing, and I couldn't be more excited for what is to come in the future of zombies for Black Ops Cold War. But with all of that said, guys, I know this was a long one, but I just had so much to say, so if you were able to make it to the end, thank you so much. I love you all, and I just want to know what you guys think about all of this down there in the comments below. Have you played Black Ops Cold War yet? What is your favorite mode so far? What did you think of the campaign? What do you think of the zombies? Have you done the Easter egg yet? Just let me know all of your thoughts on all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.